and welcome back to another banger! Okay, man, we are back with another one. We have dual cam Phil Collins and Chester Thompson. Now, I know both of these guys play for Genesis, I believe, but I originally got hip to Phil Collins back in, maybe college, like at Berkeley, and then I got hip to Chester when he was playing for Zappa. I had a friend in high school that was like super into Zappa, which put me into, anyway, not important. Anyway, so I am familiar with both of these guys. I haven't heard them play in so long. But anyway, yeah, before we even get into the second channel's now live, I'm dropping behind the scenes content. Like I said, I haven't been on here in a minute on this channel just because I've been playing all over the country, which I'm super blessed to do, but that is my real job. So unfortunately, sometimes I can't get to this. But I am doing like vlogs behind the scenes and drum cams, and I just posted one playing at Governor's Ball on an instrument you might not have known I played. So make sure you guys check out that video. And here we go. Let's see what I see and notice in this video. Here we go. Hey. Yeah, crowd, ready to support out of the gate. I love it. Ooh, drums sound great. Yeah. Hi-hat technique. Ooh. Snare sounds great. Oh, yeah. Love it. Real quick, the tone of his drums are really, really dope. And the reason that he's getting that certain kind of tone is because there's no bottom head. Tone usually out of a drum comes with the resonant side, meaning the bottom of the drum. That provides a lot of the tone and the texture of how that drum responds back tonality wise. He removed that. And if you are, okay, Stevie Wonder, his drummer, Stanley Randolph, he's actually adapted that in the last like 3 or 4 years, which is amazing. But it's very, very indicative to, if you listen to like concert or orchestra things, a lot of those percussionists will have a very specific sound, but this is very authentic to like the 60s, 70s, 80s kind of era of that tone, which is great. Obviously, his playing is incredible, and whoever mixed his drums is awesome. Here we go. Now, he does have a bottom head. We'll probably hear a huge difference tone-wise. Yeah. His drums sound a little more warm. Yeah, guys. I love it. Now, they both have very, very, very similar setups in terms of how the drums are angled. If you take a look at my setup back here, it's not as curved, if you could see. But in that style, in that genre, it is that way. And oftentimes, and I'm not saying that they were backed into this, but I'm saying that artists do have a say sometimes about how things are done. For example, there's been times where I've played shows and they're like, we really want to see this one crash. Like, we want to make sure on the stage is C. So I had to move this crash cymbal way out of the way to make sure like during that song it was like a thing. Same thing, I was teching for a friend of mine and they wanted this pad to be really, really visible that he was hitting. So I ended up having to move that pad up above a crash cymbal, so it was very clear to the audience that that's how it goes. So all that to say is that their angles and how it is, it might be a visual thing where they're like, hey, we need to make this happen. It also could just be their personal preference too. I don't know what the behind the scenes conversations were, but just something to kind of keep in mind. Oh yeah, they're gonna play together. Good. Percha is nice. We're gonna talk about this hi-hat in a second. Why is it stopping? Oh, okay. Add some people to the party. I like it. Mention one thing before we get into this next section. So guys, it's so cool. So they started out with this tribal beat, right? Kind of kept that 4 on the floor, real tombe. Awesome, right? Gives the audience something to attach to by keeping that 4 on the floor, that driving motion here, real tribal beat, nice. That kind of improvising, got some hurt, does whatever. The thing that I noticed immediately was this hi-hat technique. It's not the right word for this, but when I say it to drummers, they get it. It's like a split. Ooh, it's so nice. And if you notice, and we're not playing that with a stick, right? They have to cover that with their foot. So what it is like if the pedal is this hand, and the foot is this. They have to heel strike and then close down with the toe. So it's a kss, kss, kss. Very, really cool. Okay, so this added this auxiliary percussionist. Here we go. Let's see how that gets this. Single stroking that? They both are. Real quick, so there's 2 ways I could have played that section, right? I'm gonna nerd out for a quick second. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna try to reach here, and I'm reaching over a snare chain. So boom, I'll use this one. So they played this, sorry, let me pivot around. I am tied up, here we go. So they played this, or they could have played this. Two different sounds. So they single stroked it, what it was this, or you could have double stroked it, which is this. They chose. That's cool, very nice. It's a more of an open stroke, a little more clarity if you have the control and duration to sustain that, which is really, really nice. These guys are great, I love it. Let's keep going, next section. See that? Now look at the audience. See how the clapping? It gives the audience something to grab to. Nice. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Do you see that hi-hat is back there? Get in that bongo, 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 bongo. A little tambourine action, nice. Yeah. I love auxiliary percussions, they're amazing. Yeah. That's cool, nice. I love it. Get in there. Even if you're at home right now, clap it up. Okay, let's do our phrase. Oh, come on, what's going on here? All right, I'm gonna stop it here because I don't know what the hell is going on. Anyway, yo, this is dope. There were so many cool things. Now they have very different playing styles, similar in terms of the genre specific, right? But they're two different people, and they have two different playing styles, which is great. And they both have very, very, very successful careers, which just shows you that there's no wrong way. You just have to figure out your lane and hang out there and just do it well. You know, yeah, like the removing of the bottom tom is crazy. Now, Chester has like the bottom, not the bottom tom, but the bottom head there. Excuse me, that's what I'm trying to say. Chester has a bottom head, and you can also see he's using more modern drums too. Phil's shells are more modern. They're not like vintage shells. However, it's more indicative to the sound that he has. Removing the bottom head, it gives more of an open tone. Now, Chester has the bottom head, right? But there's no moon gel. So there's a thing called, do any of my drums have them right now? Oh, one does. Okay. So these little gel things here, let me see if I can zoom and focus. Let's see if my hand does that better. Yes, there we go. They're what we call dampeners, right? They provide some type of dampening, and it helps remove like overtones, meaning there's the top and bottom head are not conflicting with each other. And sometimes if they are, depending on weather and a wide variety of things, you may not be able to get that completely out. And especially with going into sound check, and then sometimes it's 3, 4 hours, 5 hours later, and then you go back and play the show. Weather's gotten a hold of it. Sometimes your tech might have, you know, went back and done something, or the environment changed. Sometimes you go into a venue and the air conditioning isn't on, but then they put it on before the crowd gets there, that kind of stuff. If you're outside, there's so many variables, right? This just helps control that overtone area, so it's just a little more less room for error, and then your front of the house guy is not freaking out on you. So I noticed Chester didn't have any dampening on it. But that the style and the genre specific calls for that more of an open tone. So even a little bit of like conflicting things, which he did have there, not that big of a deal. It's more style specific. When I go into play a pop or R&B gigs, it's more specific to, it needs to be this specific tone. It needs to be like, you got to get in and out of there. We don't need a lot of decay and all this other stuff going on, because you're going to start conflicting with what we got going on here, and that can't happen. So it's just differences here we notice. But we all can say they're amazing drummers, right? They're amazing drummers, had amazing careers, and we know them as icons and legends in our world, and clearly you all recognize them as well. So make sure we continue to support these guys and all that they do. I didn't even know this happened, so I'm gonna try to check out this actual concert. So anyway, man, second channel is now live. We're on the road to 50K on this channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And that's gonna be it for me, man. So JB Crew, I appreciate you.